All right, good evening. Today is January 11th, 2016. It is now 5:53, and I'd like to call this meeting of the Board of Health to order. Our first item is to review agenda and add or subtract anything off the list. Anything today to be moved, or we good?
No, nothing to be moved.
Okay. Do we have a bill schedule today?
No bills due.
Do we have any minutes today?
No.
Okay. All right, well, since we're already at 5:53, we can go right into the first item.
Sure.
Discussion for meeting day time change. All right, this is my fault. I went back to college. So I'm going to school on Monday nights, and I am unable to attend meetings on Monday nights. The only time I could attend it is the same time as selectmen's meeting, and that is a conflict for most of the people in this room. So we're here to, and Tuesdays don't work for me. So we're thinking Wednesday or Thursday, and you and I get to make the decision of when we want to do it, how we want to do it. And right now, I think Darlene has said that she would not be against us going to one meeting a month for the time being, as long as there's nothing pressing. If we have something that has to be met, then she'll call and we'll do an emergency meeting and post it and everything. But what we'll do is we can set one meeting a month if we decide the first Wednesday of every month, and then the third Wednesday would be if needed.
Okay.
So if something like that works for you, I mean, that's one day. We have what's open for us right now is the first and third Wednesday. It looks like it'd be pretty easy. Thursdays, kind of some stuff moves around in there, but
Well,
so,
for myself personally, Wednesday meetings will only work if we can finish by 6 p.m.
okay, and that's difficult
and-
for me to get out of work and get here. Okay, so
And
Thursdays
will pretty much look okay for me.
Thursdays are fine for me. We'll just have to work around. There's a couple other meetings that are not on this schedule, so we'll work around them.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. And if we have to meet in a separate room, if they're using this room and we have to use another room, we'll
Right.
use another room.
Yeah.
Even if we have to use the office or something small.
Okay, yeah.
I have no problem with that. Or the golf course.
First and third, we don't have to stick to the second and fourth.
No,
Or if
it's just the
not,
zoning
it's
board of appeals has the big room on the third Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
so it looks like every other Thursday right now would be open, so we could decide if we wanted second, fourth, or whatever. So what works for you? So let's see what the, so February would be the first month, because I don't think we have anything pressing for this month.
Right, we don't have anything right now that's pressing.
Okay.
So for ZBA, typically meets the third Thursday of the month. And then Solid Waste Advisory will also meet on Thursdays typically.
Are they every
But
Thursday or?
No,
they...
not
No.
every Thursday. It's basically when they have an available
Okay.
Thursday, so it's not like every first or,
Mhm.
second. So I think there's flexibility
Okay.
there. But we also have Selectmen's meeting area too
Yeah,
that
we can
meet in.
we can move around wherever.
Right.
So the first, all right, so they do third, so the first Thursday would be the 4th, or the second Thursday would be the 11th. So if we wanted to start with one and then use the secondary as another, you let me know, because I'll do Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll do a Saturday breakfast meeting.
You cooking?
I'll cook. You get me a grill, I'll cook. I got no problem with that.
Again, Wednesdays, as long as we're finished by 6, which I
That,
know
well,
is not going to
no,
work for your
I'd say
schedule.
I think Thursday's gonna work better.
Thursday, depending on which Thursday of the second Thursday of the month, I can't get here until 6 to 6:30, but every other Thursday looks open for
Then
me.
when we do the first Thursday,
That works, I've got it wide open.
the first Thursday would be what I say it was the
The
4th.
Yep, the 4th, February.
So why don't we start with February being the 4th and see what works from there.
Okay. I mean, we can, each month as we meet, we
Well,
can see what works for the
Yeah, 'cause
following month.
if we have time in
Yeah.
between, I mean, it'll just be the next 4
And
months.
what time? 5
Well-
o'clock, 6 o'clock?
Well, I get out of work at 5. I can usually be here by 5:30. Today I was here in the parking lot by 5:30.
Mhm.
So we can do 5:45, we can do 5:30, and if I'm a couple minutes late, you guys can start without me.
Okay.
Well, not if we don't have a quorum.
Well, today we started at 10 up, so it wasn't a big deal. I mean,
Right.
if we know in advance, I'm usually, like I said, I'm in town by 5:30, so 5:32, 5:33, I'm up the stairs.
Yeah.
depending on traffic. That's
5:45
so
works fine.
5:45
Okay.
works
Just
for
to be
you?
on the safe side.
Yep.
Sure.
That, I appreciate that.
Okay,
All
so
right.
we'll go with the first Thursday right now at 5:45, and right now, the next meeting we'll schedule for February 4th.
Yep. And then
Okay.
on that date, we can see how it works out
Yeah.
and see if we want to do the first or the second or whatever, depending
good.
on your schedule.
Mhm.
Okay?
Okay, that sounds great.
All right,
Thank
works
you
for me.
very much.
Well, second Thursday would be more of a 6 o'clock would be a safer time for me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we can go right into director's update correspondence. Anything major on here? I see well permit, septic abandonment.
Nothing major. We
Nothing.
actually,
No.
we have had kind of a busy winter. We still have some septic installations finishing up.
Mhm.
We have some wells going in. So we have several projects in the pipeline that for new construction and just outstanding projects that are in the works.
Okay.
So that's just a sample of some of the letters, and we'll have some more letters at the next meeting as well.
Okay.
And then also for the renewal update, just wanted to let you know that Paula and Eileen did a fabulous job getting the renewal paperwork out on time this year. I think everything was in the mail. I'm gonna have Eileen jump in. It was in November.
Yep, November 27th, we sent out all the food packages.
Yeah, so it was, pretty much right around Thanksgiving, we were able to get all the paperwork out for renewal. And I know several months ago, we had some discussions about renewals going out. So that all went out. Paula survived her first renewal with us, and, is kind of getting an understanding of how many permit renewals we have in the paperwork to follow, to make sure that we've got the backup to support the applications. Eileen has spent a lot of time updating the spreadsheets so that we have accurate spreadsheets for the permits that we're issuing. And right now, we're down to just 2 that have to renew. So we have,
Okay.
yeah, I think in the past, we've had up to, I want to say 6 to 8
Yeah.
when we've been in this position in the past, last year. So we are going to see if we are able to resolve this. If not, we'll have them on for the February 4th meeting
Okay.
to come before the board and explain why they haven't
Renew.
haven't renewed. So at this point, they will be issued the fines for late fees, and if there's any problems with that, obviously they'll be before the board as well. So stay tuned. We'll give you the final update at the February 4th meeting.
Sounds good.
The Central Mass Mosquito Control, I wanted to let you know that this is the time of year where they usually send out all their new yearly notices. We have the paperwork for the pesticide exclusion. It's the same process that they do every year, so if there's a resident that wants to have, it actually goes both ways. If they want to put in a request for spraying, they can do that, and alternately, if they want to opt out of the spraying area, they can do that through that process with that form.
Does a resident have to opt out every year?
I believe they do.
Okay.
Yeah, so if that's something that you're interested in, you can contact them. They're usually very good about getting that paperwork through. So I can make that a copy, make a copy for you before you leave if you'd like to. And then we also have, this is also the time of year when Central Mass Mosquito Control sends out their proposed FY 2017 budget. So the budget is comprised of the cherry sheet cherry sheet totals according to each town. So we have estimates based on those totals. Obviously, it has to be an estimate because they can't know the exact. But for Auburn, they have a proposed assessment estimate. And so what I would have you do is just take a look at that. It's typically in the ballpark of what it is the previous year, and then once the final numbers come through from the state, then they're able to give the town the exact number for what it costs to be involved in that program. Obviously, we have a lot of benefit to that program. We have direct contact with the representatives. They are a local, it's a local program, so they're located in Northborough. They have regular monthly meetings, which they post. I have to say, I really am impressed by what they send through. So they always have some sort of correspondence that they send, and I think you guys see it. You know, I bring it to the meetings as part of your packet and so forth. So they keep us very informed. So people have the chance to go to the monthly meetings. They have a chance to opt in or opt out for spraying. If by chance, knock on wood, if by chance we do get positive mosquitoes for West Nile or Triple E, they do respond to that. So they take proactive measures by cleaning the culverts and keep things moving in alternate times of the year, and then in the summertime and usually into the fall, they do active spraying as needed. So I just wanted to bring to your attention, this is kind of, you know, a good time of year to just let you know that we are part of the program. Not every town is. We are fortunate to be part of that program, so I think we get a lot of benefit from it. So this will, if there's no questions on this, then I will forward this to our town accountant so that he's able to review and have a chance to comment and return back to the mosquito control program. And then I also have Cheryl Rowinski did send over the latest Michigan report.
Mary's favorite report.
Very light month. It's a good thing.
Yeah, that's different. Something I'd expect to see in the summer.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I also wanted to, not really for a huge discussion, I just wanted to, what kind of came about over the past, I think the past function that we had in December, we had the holiday craft fair. I wanted to publicly thank our intern. Carolyn was able to jump in because she's a registered nurse. She was able to jump in and help with actually vaccinating. We were able to do a flu clinic at that at the fair, and then we also had some really nice, healthy educational material that she had spent time doing, and had a beautiful poster. We actually have it in the hallway. So I wanted to just bring that to your attention. And then also one of the things that Eileen noticed, because she had several temporary food vendors at that time, she had noticed something that she wanted to just bring to the board and see if it's something that you're amenable to us kind of exploring some options for.
Okay. Typical events like that, like the Harvest Festival, the Fall Festival, the Christmas Festival in particular, their holiday craft fair, a lot of the vendors aren't serving food. However, they want to have a little candy dish with candy canes for the people that visit their booth. Little chocolate kisses or the little minis. And in the past, we've been having them get a food permit so that they can serve it. And we've actually just kind of identified with them what they need, you know, a store receipt that it was from an approved source, how they store it, where they store it, you know, is it, you know, still in date, expired, things like that. But more and more people are doing it, and our temporary permits come with a fee. So they may have an educational booth, and it happened at the Special Olympics event we did, is where it really came about. A lot of the people there are educational in nature, therapists and things like that, and they wanted to have a little something, so when the families come around, there was something there for the students. They weren't selling goods, they weren't making a profit, and it kind of was a fine line to whether they could do that without a permit. And so I wanted to know if you would be interested if I wrote something up and did something for just courtesy candy. It may be called something else, Ray, where you are, but someone that's offering something that's pre-wrapped just for the courtesy for the people that are coming to see their vendor booth without getting into a full food permit.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, it's the same thing when I go to conferences. There's always candy and pens and stuff like that, little giveaways. I don't see a problem with that. That was one of the reasons we paid for Kristen to get her ServSafe, was that she was supposed to be in charge of those kind of things. And for anybody like that, Andy and I had paid. We put it through on our budget to pay for her ServSafe, so that way we wouldn't have to handle these things. So little things like that, we could just say, okay, that's on you to walk around and just make sure that the candy's not melting out, and if it's anything. I mean, most of the time it's not going to be PHS anyways, and that's kind of what we put her in charge of. So I didn't even know that you were still doing that.
Well, one of the things is when they fill out the vendor application, if they're going to have any type of food, whether it's a giveaway or for sale, they need to contact me.
Yeah.
So what happens is some of them, the baked goods, we go by the baked good if they're charitable, but some of them do contact us because they're going to be giving away some candy canes. And what happens is once they contact me and they've notified me they're going to be there, I'm going to go to their table. What happens is when I start walking around and find out 6 did and 6 didn't, it's hard to kind of be consistent and across the board to those 6 that didn't, and then find out I might not have agreed to this. I might have given you different guidance. So what I really wanted to do was have them contact me so that I can say booth 10, 18, 19, or 20 are going to have something, and I've given them the guidance. So I'll put a guidance document together for someone so that they know, just maybe the top 5 things that could be of a concern.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's just, it's one of those things where it's going to happen. They're always going to go to an event and find something that's not supposed to be there anyways. The giveaways, candy canes, as long as the only thing I would request is that they still have some kind of sign for the allergens. Even if it's a giveaway,
That's part of my package.
I want the
absolutely.
allergen out there. That's it. Other than that, I mean, as long as they're not baking goods and giving away Rice Krispie treats they made at home, everything has to be prepackaged.
Well, quite honestly, there is a charitable bake sale regulation that they can bake at home if they're nonprofit and charitable organization.
Well, that's that's a charitable bake sale, but to giveaways, I wouldn't allow it for giveaways.
And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something different. But there are charitable organizations that may not charge a fee and do like a bake sale in different scenarios. Not this one.
No,
not
and this
what I'm
one
talking
with the
about.
giveaways, as long as it's pre-packaged food, I have no problem with that.
No.
I have no issue with that. That's fine.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So we'll bring some sort of written policy to you, just for kind of your blessing and...
Now, a quick question I have. Are you using Kristen when she's there at these events? Told her she should, I don't expect if it's a 6-hour event for you to be there for 6 hours to be walking around, but I think Kristen, that was part of her deal, is she's supposed to be double checking and making sure the temperature's being taken for the hot foods, if there's, one of those things.
Kristen had to renew her ServSafe this year, and she did it under the Recreation Department, not ours.
Okay.
So she's got her own ServSafe. So I will tell you, the lighting of the Christmas tree in the town-sponsored events that she's doing for them small ones, she is in charge of the cookies and the hot cocoa. For the bigger events, she is walking around and making sure all the vendors are there, but I'm doing the quick check and doing the temps and all the logs.
Okay.
And she does, for the town-sponsored events, like Eileen's talking about, she is overseeing it. She's on site, because she she has many,
Yeah.
many roles and responsibilities,
Yeah.
but she is there and she's overseeing that.
Yeah,
doing
and
a
that
great job.
was, she had come to us years ago, since it's gotta be renewed, it's only good for 5 years, so geez, it was 5 years ago. She had come to Andy and I and said, you know, some of her smaller things, she said, do I have to pull a permit for this? And we said, look, if you become the Serve Safe certified person, and it's a small event and like giveaways and stuff like that, and even some of the smaller ones, like they were having one thing, it was when it was up at the track, they were having like a popcorn vendor. And I said, fine, it's under you as long as you follow, you watch them and stuff like that. I think that the high school had something up there one year, and I said, look, you're the Serve Safe person, as long as you cover those 2 booths, we're fine. So that's what we did, was to help her so they didn't have to pay a ton of fees. A lot of people going up there and doing a ton of fees, so
Yeah,
that's
I think,
good.
I think things have changed a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yep.
and I mean.
And she is still there at, like,
Yep.
at the event, and so while I'll come in and do all the inspections and issue all the permits, when I leave, Kristen is.
Yeah.
If something
And
happened on the
she's-
food venue, then she's there.
Okay,
And
that's-
so,
yeah.
we work together very closely
Yep.
on any event that she's running to see how we can divvy up what
Mm-hmm.
needs to be done.
Excellent.
She's very, works very well
Absolutely.
with Eileen and does a great job.
Okay. All right. We
Um,
already
Yeah, I think,
scheduled the meeting.
I don't think I have anything else. Ella, do you need anything? Eileen?
No,
Carolyn?
Steve?
I didn't find any of the tobacco cessation, so it's
Okay, all right. Carolyn's also working for all the pamphlets that we've acquired over the past several years. Carolyn is taking on the project to organize them.
Good luck.
And to be able to, so that we can actually find them. We're gonna try to actually put them in like a binder, like, like the plastic slips, so that we'll know exactly what we have on file. Somebody had asked today for some smoking cessation material, so if we had a binder and it was,
You'd know where they were,
yeah,
you'd know what you had.
exactly. So Carolyn's gonna take on that project and kind of organize that for us in kind of her spare time.
Just for no spare time in this office.
I also did speak with Cheryl, and I don't have it on here formally, but I will bring it for the next meeting. But just to let you know, we are looking at some of our, believe it or not, it's already time to look at ordering for flu. So.
We've already done ours in Westboro.
Yeah, so this is the time of year they want you to plug in and, get the numbers, so.
What we do for numbers this year, approximately?
Our numbers were not very high this year.
Well, it's because they wanted it all to go to kids. And then even though we had the other stuff, it's still
And
in.
honestly, we did make an effort to try to get the vaccine out. The school nurses were were very easy to work with. We were actually able to have that clinic at the school. The problem is we didn't have a huge turnout for that. And, some things you live and learn, and you learn, some of the, some things you can do better or change or make changes. The school nurses were wonderful to work
Yeah.
with, and they did their best. It's just maybe like the timing. I think we had talked, maybe the timing could have been a little bit easier if we were there, maybe just as they were getting out of school. Maybe we would have got, a better turnout in that venue. But it is difficult since the state has put some, real
Made it-
restrictions
They made it tight, yeah.
on the vaccine that's issued from the state. It can only go to that
Whoever,
population for children under 18, and we have our standing orders are only for children 10 and above.
Yep.
So, that kind of cuts down to, kind of a select couple of grades, so you really kind of have to figure out how to get the vaccine out to the most amount of people, and with the vaccine that you get from the state, that's very restricted.
Yep.
We did the several clinics where we are going to the people, and over the past several years, I think that I'm so excited to hear when people come to those events, and, Carolyn can jump in, and Eileen, we had so many people, even though we didn't do a ton of vaccinations at some of the clinics, over and over I heard people say, oh, I look forward to this every year. This is where I get my shot. This is why I come to this. So we're building up to something that is positive. Now, one of the big things that I am happy about this year, and I'm hoping we can coordinate, right, several years ago for the presidential election, we did vote and vax. So
Huge and busy
that
and
was fabulous, and we had such a turnout there. I think we did over 200 vaccines that day. It was the day for voting. We were located at the high school, down the hall, and we were fortunate to get a space that was, pretty adjacent to where the voting was taking place. And again, the same type of comments. Just, it's so convenient. I'm so glad you guys are here. It just makes it so much nicer to hear that and to get some positive reinforcement. So I'm hoping to do that again. Obviously, you don't know exactly when the vaccine is going to drop, but the private pay vaccine that we have ordered, each year this board has supported the fact that we're going to order a private vaccine. And I honestly, when I talk to some of my colleagues in the area, not every board is as proactive as you are. So I think it's a wonderful thing, and I know that we're committed to getting vaccine out when we can, and I'm looking forward to, if we can continue to do that, with the vote and vax, that's going to be,
that's a big one.
yeah, I think it's going to be a positive event. So obviously with your, obviously with your support. So if you are amenable to that, I will, I'll kind of plan on that.
Sounds good.
That's all I have.
Any other questions? I'll take the motion.
Motion closed.
Second the motion. How do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.